The world you perceive around you is not separate from you, but a reflection of your inner state. Your consciousness is the only reality, and what you hold in your mind and heart manifests in your experience. This is the fundamental principle that underpins all creation, including what we commonly refer as luck. Now you might be thinking, but Neville, I've seen people who seem naturally peaked, who effortlessly effort good fortune. How can this be if luck is a state of consciousness? To this I say, look closer. Those who appear naturally lucky are often those who consciously or unconsciously have aligned their inner state with the very essence of good fortune. They expect good things to happen to them. They approach life with a sense of optimism and possibility. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. In short, they have cultivated a lucky state of consciousness, and the outer world has no choice but to conform to this inner reality. So how does one cultivate this state of consciousness? How does one become the luckiest person in the world? The answer, my friends, lies in the power of your imagination and your ability to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Imagine, if you will, what it would feel like to be the luckiest person in the world. Close your eyes for a moment and really feel it. How would you carry yourself? What thoughts would occupy your mind? How would you react to the events of your day? You see, when you assume the feeling of being lucky, when you live from that state, you begin to notice opportunities that were always there but previously invisible to you. You become more open to synchronicities and coincidences that seem to work in your favor. You start to make decisions from a place of confidence and expectation of positive outcomes. This is not mere positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. This is the deliberate use of your imagination to reshape your consciousness and consequently your reality. Remember, your imagination or the fantasy spinning machine is the very workshop wherein your world is created. Now let us delve deeper into the practical application of this principle. To be the luckiest person in the world, you must first redefine what luck means to you. Is it financial abundance, harmonious relationships, perfect health, exciting opportunities? Whatever it may be, you must create a clear mental image of what being lucky looks like in your life. Once you have this image, your task is to make it so vivid, so real in your imagination, that when you open your eyes, you are surprised to find that it hasn't yet materialized in your physical reality. This is the art of living from the end, experiencing in your imagination the fulfillment of your desire with such intensity that it becomes your dominant mental state. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desire financial abundance as a manifestation of your luck. Instead of anxiously worrying about bills or constantly affirming that money will come to you, you must assume the state of already being financially abundant. In your imagination, feel the relief and joy of having more than enough money. Experience the freedom of being able to buy what you want when you want it. Feel the satisfaction of being generous with your wealth. Make this imaginal act so real that you can almost feel the crisp bills in your hand or see the impressive figures in your bank account. As you practice this, you'll notice a shift in your consciousness. You'll begin to feel more relaxed about money. You'll start to notice financial opportunities that you might have overlooked before. You'll make decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. And gradually your outer world will reshape itself to match this new inner reality. But remember, my dear friends, this practice is not about forcing or straining. It's about allowing yourself to feel the naturalness of your desired state. The luckiest person in the world doesn't constantly think about being lucky, they simply are. They live from that state effortlessly, naturally, as if it were the most normal thing in the world. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about hard work and effort? Surely luck isn't everything. And to this I say, inspired action is indeed a crucial part of manifestation. But this action comes from a different place than mere toil and struggle. When you truly embody the state of being the luckiest person in the world, you'll find yourself naturally inspired to take actions that align with this state. These actions won't feel like hard work. They'll feel joyful, exciting, almost effortless. You'll be in the flow, so to speak, riding the wave of your good fortune. This is the difference between working hard to become lucky and taking inspired action because you are lucky. The former is an uphill battle. The latter is a joyous unfolding. Choose the latter, my friends, and watch as the universe conspires to support your every move. Now let us address a common misconception about luck. Many believe that to be lucky means to have everything go your way all the time. But this is not the case. The truly lucky person is not one who never faces challenges, but one who sees every experience, whether perceived as positive or negative, as an opportunity for growth and advancement. In fact, what others might call bad luck often turns out to be a blessing in disguise for the person who knows themselves to be inherently lucky. They trust in the perfect unfolding of their life, knowing that every experience is bringing them closer to the full realization of their desires. This trust, this unshakable faith in your own good fortune, is a crucial aspect of being the luckiest person in the world. It allows you to remain calm and centered, even in the face of apparent setbacks. It gives you the confidence to take risks and seize opportunities that others might shy away from. But how does one cultivate this trust? Through persistent assumption of your desired state. By continuously living from the end, experiencing in your imagination the reality of being the luckiest person in the flight club, you build an unshakable conviction in your good fortune. This conviction becomes your dominant state, coloring all your perceptions and experiences. You begin to luck everywhere, not because external circumstances have changed, but because you have changed. Your consciousness has shifted, and the outer world has no choice but to reflect this shift. Now, my friends, I want to address something that often comes up when we discuss the idea of creating our own luck. Some ask, if we create our own reality, does that mean those who experience misfortune are to blame for their circumstances? This is a nuanced question that requires a compassionate understanding. While it's true that our dominant states of consciousness shape our experiences, we are not always consciously aware of all our beliefs and assumptions, especially deeply ingrained in our subconscious mind. Moreover, we are part of a collective consciousness, and sometimes we experience events that reflect beliefs rather than individual ones. The key is not to judge or blame, but to recognize that no matter what circumstances we find ourselves in, we always have the power to choose our response. This choice, the choice of how to perceive and respond to our experiences, is where our true power lies. The luckiest person in the world is not one who never faces challenges, but one who sees every challenge as an opportunity for growth. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. So if you find yourself in circumstances that seem unlucky, do not despair. Instead, ask yourself, how can I use this experience to cultivate the state of being lucky? What opportunity for growth and transformation is hidden within this challenge? By reframing your experiences in this way, you begin to shift your consciousness. You move from a state of victimhood to a state of empowerment. And as your consciousness shifts, so too will your experiences. Now let us delve deeper into the practical aspects of embodying the state of being the luckiest person in the world. One powerful practice is to start your day by assuming this state. As soon as you wake up, before you engage with the outside world, take a few moments to feel the reality of being incredibly lucky. Feel the excitement of knowing that wonderful opportunities await you. Feel the confidence of knowing that everything will work out in your favor. Feel the joy of living a charmed life. Let this feeling permeate every cell of your being. As you go about your day, maintain this feeling. When you interact with others, do so from the state of being lucky. When you make decisions, make them from this state. When challenges arise, face them from this state. You'll be amazed at how this simple practice can transform your day. You'll start to notice synchronicities and fortuitous events. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will seem to fall into your lap. This is not coincidence. This is the outer world conforming to your inner state. Another powerful practice is to review your day through the lens of luck before you go to sleep. Reflect on all the ways in which you were lucky that day. Even seemingly small things, finding a parking spot easily, receiving a compliment, enjoying a delicious meal, can be seen as manifestations of your luck. By focusing on these experiences of luck, you reinforce the state of being lucky in your consciousness. You're essentially telling your subconscious mind, this is who I am. I am the luckiest person in the world. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant that it is, will work tirelessly to make this statement a reality. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Neville, what if I don't feel lucky? What if my current circumstances seem to contradict the idea that I'm the luckiest person in the world? This, my friends, is where the real work begins. This is where you must exercise your faith in your imagination. Remember, your imagination is more real than the world of physical senses. What you imagine and feel to be true is more powerful than what your physical senses report. So even if your current circumstances seem unlucky, you have the power to imagine and feel a different reality. This is not about denying your current experiences, but about choosing which experiences you give your attention and emotional energy to. By consistently focusing on and feeling the reality of being lucky, despite any seeming contradictions in your physical world, you begin to shift your state of consciousness. And as your consciousness shifts, your experiences must follow suit. Think of it like tuning a radio. Just as you tune into different frequencies to receive different stations, you can tune your consciousness to different states to experience different qualities. By persistently tuning into the frequency of luck and good fortune, you begin to receive experiences that match this frequency. Now let's address another important aspect of being the luckiest person in the world, gratitude. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion, it is a powerful creative force. When you're grateful, you're essentially saying to the universe, thank you for this, and please send more. The luckiest person in the world is deeply grateful for everything in their life. Not just the big obvious blessings, but also the small, everyday miracles that we often take for granted. They're grateful for the air they breathe, for the ground beneath their feet, for the ability to think and feel and experience life. This attitude of gratitude creates a positive feedback loop. The more grateful you are, the more you notice things to be grateful for. The more you notice these things, the luckier you feel. The luckier you feel, the more fortunate experiences you attract. It's a beautiful, self-perpetuating cycle of good fortune. So make gratitude a daily practice. Each morning when you wake up and each night before you go to sleep, take a few moments to count your blessings. Feel the genuine emotion of thankfulness for all that is good in your life. And don't just be grateful for what you met for what's coming, for the desires that are sincerely. This practice of being grateful in advance is another way of living from the end. It reinforces your assumption of being the luckiest person in the world. It aligns your consciousness with the reality of your fulfilled life. Now, my dear friends, as we continue our exploration of how to be the luckiest person in the world, I want to touch upon the concept of detachment. This might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, if you want to be lucky, shouldn't you be intensely focused on and attached to that desire? But here's a paradox. True manifestation comes from the place of detachment. When you're overly attached to a specific outcome, when you're anxiously wondering when and how your luck will manifest, you're actually pushing it away. You're operating from a state of lack, of not having, which contradicts the state of being lucky. The luckiest person in the world doesn't wonder when their luck will come. They know they are already lucky. They trust in the perfect unfolding of their life. They're detached from specific outcomes because they know that whatever comes their way is for their highest good. This detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means trusting so completely in your good fortune that you relax and enjoy the journey until everything is working out perfectly for you. It's the confident expectation of a child on Christmas Eve, excited for the gifts to come, but not anxious or doubtful. Cultivating this state of relaxed confidence is key to being the luckiest person in the world. It allows you to be open to possibilities that you might not have considered. It enables you to recognize opportunities that you might have overlooked if you were fixated on a particular outcome. So how does one cultivate this state of detached expectation? Through regular practice of your imaginal acts. By consistently assuming the feeling of being lucky, by living from that state in your imagination, you build an unshakable confidence in your good fortune. This confidence allows you to relax, to let go of the how and the when. You know that your luck is assured, so you can release the anxiety and the need to control. And ironically, it's in this state of relaxed allowing that your luck often manifests most powerfully. Now let's discuss another crucial aspect of being the luckiest person in the world, your self-concept. Your self-concept is the collection of beliefs you hold about yourself. It's your idea of who you are. And it's this self-concept that determines the experiences you allow into your life. If deep down you believe you're unlucky or undeserving of good fortune, you'll subconsciously block or sabotage lucky experiences. On the other hand, if you truly see yourself as lucky, as deserving of good things, you'll naturally attract and unfortunate experiences into your life. So a key part of becoming the luckiest person in the world is revising your self-concept. You must see yourself as inherently lucky, as someone for whom things always work out well. This isn't about arrogance or entitlement. It's about aligning your self-concept with the truth of your divine nature. Remember, you are a creative being, made in the image of the divine creator. You are inherently worthy of all good things. Life is your birthright. When you truly internalize this understanding, when you make it a part of your self-concept, you naturally become a magnet for good fortune. One powerful way to revise your self-concept is through the use of I am statements. These are not mere affirmations to be repeated mindlessly. They are declarations of your true nature to be felt and embodied. Try this, close your eyes and say to yourself, I am the luckiest person in the world. Say it not as something you hope to be true, but as a statement of fact. Feel the truth of it in every cell of your body. Let it resonate in your very being. As you practice this, you may notice resistance coming up. Old beliefs of unworthiness or bad luck might surface. Don't fight these thoughts. Simply observe them, thank them for their past service, and gently return to your I am statement. Remember, what you resist persists, but what you embrace and integrate loses its power over you. Now, my friends, I want to address a question that often arises when we discuss creating our own luck. Some ask, if I focus on being lucky, am I being selfish? Shouldn't I be more concerned with helping others? To this, I say, becoming the luckiest person in the world is the most selfless thing you can do. When you embody this state of good fortune, when you live from this consciousness, you naturally uplift everyone around you. Think about it when you're feeling lucky. When everything is going well for you, aren't you more generous, more kind, more patient with others? Don't you have more to give, both materially and energetically? Your good fortune overflows and touches the lives of everyone you encounter. Moreover, by demonstrating that it's possible to create your own luck, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living example of the potential that exists within each of us to shape our reality. In this way, your personal transformation becomes a catalyst for collective evolution. So never feel guilty about focusing on your own good fortune. Know that as you elevate yourself, you elevate the world. As you become luckier, you create a field of lucky possibilities for others to step into. Now let's explore another important aspect of being the luckiest person in the world, the concept of divine timing. Often when people try to manifest luck or good fortune, they become impatient. They want everything to happen immediately. And when it doesn't, they lose faith. But the truly lucky person understands and trusts in divine timing. They know that everything happens at the perfect moment, even if that moment isn't always clear to their human understanding. This trust in divine timing comes from a deep knowing that the universe is always working in your favor. It's the understanding that sometimes what seems a delay or a detour is actually the universe setting up the perfect conditions for your desire to manifest in the best possible way. When you trust in divine timing, you release the anxiety and frustration that comes from trying to force things to happen on your timeline. You allow yourself to relax into the perfect unfolding of your good fortune. And ironically, it's often when you release this need for immediate results that things start manifesting more quickly and easily. So how does one cultivate this trust in divine timing? Through persistence in your assumption. By consistently living from the state of being the luckiest person in the world. Regardless of appearances, you build an unshakable faith in the perfect unfolding of your life. This persistence doesn't mean constantly thinking about being lucky or obsessing over when your luck will manifest. It means maintaining the feeling of being lucky, the state of consciousness of someone whose life is charmed, even as you go about your daily activities. It's like planting a seed. Once you plant the seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust in the natural process of growth. You continue to water it and provide the right conditions, knowing that in due time it will sprout and flourish. Similarly, once you plant the seed of being the luckiest person in the world in your consciousness, you must have faith in the process. Continue to nurture it with your attention and emotion, but release the anxiety about when or how it will fully manifest. Now, my dear friends, as we near the end of our discussion, I want to emphasize the things of taking inspired action. While the inner work of imagination and assumption is crucial, it must be paired with outer action for full manifestation of your luck. However, this action comes from a different place than conventional goal setting or striving. It comes from a place of alignment with your assumed state of being the luckiest person in the world. When you truly live from this state, you'll find yourself naturally inspired to take actions that align with your good fortune. These inspired actions often feel effortless and joyful. They may not always make logical sense to your rational being, but they will feel right way on a deeper level. Trust these inspirations. Act on them promptly and decisively. Remember, you're not taking action to make yourself lucky. You're taking action because, as the luckiest person in the world, this is simply what you would naturally do. This subtle shift in perspective makes up the difference. As we conclude, I want to remind you of the immense power you hold within you. You are not at the mercy of chance or circumstance. You are the creator of your reality, the author of your fortune. Your focus, your imagination, your assumptions shape the world you experience. Choose wisely what you give your attention to. Cultivate thoughts and feelings that align with being the luckiest person in the world. Live from that state, assuming the feeling of your wish to practice gratitude, revive your self-concept, trust in divine timing, and take inspired action. And above all, persist in your assumption. Persist in your faith. Persist in your faith to are indeed the luckiest person in the world. For remember, your consciousness is the only reality, and you are that consciousness. You are the operant power in your life. You are the source of your own good fortune. Embrace this truth, live from this understanding, and watch as your life transforms in wonderful and unexpected ways. Go forth now, not as seekers of luck, but as embodiments of it. Not as hopeful dreamers, but as conscious creators of your own life. For you are the power, you are the luck. You are the divine expression of fashion itself. Thank you for your attention, my friends. May your journey of becoming the luckiest person in the world be filled with joy, wonder, and the continual unfolding of your infinite potential. You've been taught your entire life that to get what you want, you must work extremely hard, struggle, sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears. This is the price you've been told you must pay to actualize your dreams into reality. Whether it's wealth, ideal relationships, perfect health, or any other desire, the mainstream view is that you have to tirelessly strive and battle your way to manifesting your ambitions. Well, I'm here to share a paradigm-shifting perspective that liberates you from this limited mindset of constant striving once and for all. The grand secret I'll reveal transcends not only manifestation techniques or self-help gimmicks, but upends humanity's entire core assumptions about the nature of reality itself. You see, You've been taught that your physical reality is a cold, solid, unmovable fact that exists independent of your consciousness, that the world you experience through your senses simply is, and it is your job as a small, powerless human to accept and work within the constraints this inflexible external reality imposes upon you. But what I'm sharing today flips that perspective completely on its head. Your physical outer world does not create your reality. Your internal consciousness molds and dreams your entire reality into being. Your infinite imagination has been crafting your experiential world since the day you arrived. Every person, object, circumstance, and event you've ever witnessed has unfolded as a projection from your subconscious mind into manifested experiential form. That's right. The grand revelation is that you are not a powerless physical being confined to an external reality you cannot control. You are a cosmic, radiant consciousness, an extension of the universal mind's infinite creative power. Your thoughts, beliefs, and imaginal slates of what shape and materialize the entire outer world you experience. Everything occurring in your outer physical reality began as a thought, belief, or imagined impression within your consciousness first. Every surrounding circumstance and life situation you encounter arises as a direct mirror of the energies, identities, and assumptions you are vibrating as your consciousness. Your subconscious mind, quite literally, shapes the interior reality you are vibrationally offering. Let me make this crystal clear. You already exist within your utopian daydreams, flourishing in limitless abundance and infinite potentialities. You just cannot perceive or experience this truth because negative beliefs and doubts act like limiting filters, clouding your consciousness. So all you need to do is clear those clouded lenses of doubt and embrace that you already reside within the fulfilled state of your grandest ideals realized, to experience the penthouse reality your heart yearns for. You simply need to change the vibrational frequencies and self-concepts you are presently embodying on the interior, for your subconscious simply materializes and projects whatever interior world of beliefs, identities, and imaginal realms you are vibrating in resonance with, without judging or questioning whether they originate from positive or negative states of being. The subconscious simply renders external reality, reflections mirroring the consciousness frequencies you offer it. It's almost as if your consciousness is a vast infinite projector screen, while the subconscious mind plays the role of materialization machinery, projecting your interior world outward into manifested realities you then experience, positively identifying with abundant wealth, perfect health, or soulmate love, causes your subconscious to render that as your outer experiential truth. Yet, negatively identifying with limiting beliefs like, I'm broke, I'm never beloved, or I'm unhealthy, equally causes your subconscious mind to materialize those constrictive energies into your outer world. Both states you identify with will inevitably flower into reflective, experiential realities. The key is that you must change the interior frequencies, imaginal states, and core beliefs you are embodying within your consciousness to experience different exterior realities in physicalized form. Continuing to embody a deprived, disempowered, or lack-based consciousness means your subconscious will only offer you mirrored realities, reflecting those disharmonious frequencies. You've been taught to push endlessly in the hope that maybe someday you'll acquire the evidence verifying your dreams. But that's working completely against the universal flow. You already are everything you've been longing to become and have. You just cannot perceive it due to the limited energies you are presently offering. When you worry about not having enough money, guess which experiential reality manifests around you? Persistent lack and struggle, in perfect harmony with those deficient frequencies you transmitted. When you affirmed confidence, vitality, and perfect health from your core, which reality did your subconscious actualize? Radiant wellness, experiential, radiality, and wholeness. The outer world quite literally mirrors and renders whatever consciousness you are generating from your interior reality. Period. So working arduously to push towards what you want is futile. No amount of physical effort can ever compare to simply altering the interior frequencies your subconscious is instructed to materialize into experiential form. That's right. You do not need to chase, struggle, or strive to manifest your goals and dreams into physicality. All you must do is change the consciousness frequencies and self-concepts you are presently vibrating in this eternal now moment. Period. For in this eternal instant, all potentials exist in the vast creative mind we share, whether it be abundance or lack, love or loneliness, health or sickness. You simply choose which state you identify with, committing to it at the core vibrational level. Your subconscious mind, being the materialization matrix, will then render that frequency selection into manifested experiential reality. There's nothing to chase after or tirelessly struggle towards when the unlimited infinity pool of all potentials already exists within you. Every possibility is already a vibrational frequency present in this very now. You simply choose which energetic resonance of reality you wish to embody. Then your subconscious renders that frequency selection into physically. Look around you right now at your present physical circumstances. Don't judge what you see. It is simply the 3D experiential mirror reflecting the consciousness frequencies you have subconsciously been vibrating within. The beautiful truth is, this mirror always updates and reflects whatever new frequencies you decide to inhabit and embody from your core. So stop striving and pushing arduously towards your desires, as if they remain in some outward physical realm, separate from you. Relax into the knowledge that you already are the prosperous, loved, healthy, and fulfilled being you've longed to become. These states of being are not external realms in need of physical attainment. They exist as frequency signatures within you, right here, right now. You do not need to micromanage the how or force anything into physical manifestation. This physical universe is designed to be the infinite playground of conscious creators. It simply renders experiential forms mirroring whatever interior realities you decide to vibrate within. So stop pushing and instead commit to embodying your ideal realities at the core state of being level. Identify with the frequency of being already wealthy, healthy, and abundantly loved. Allow every cell in your being to marinate in these frequencies as the real you. Keep choosing this vibration over any counterproductive, negative, or doubting energy. Then simply allow your subconscious mind, which operates as the grand orchestrator of reality, materialization, to effortlessly render your newly selected vibrational identity into manifested experiential reflections all around you. You are not a physical being hustling and working tirelessly to scrape crumbs of fulfillment in an unmovable external world. You originate from infinite consciousness and exercise direct dominion over your experiential reality by changing the interior frequencies you offer it. Let go of the age-old paradigm of efforting, striving and chasing your longings as if they exist outside of you, waiting to someday be attained. Close your eyes, take a few conscious breaths, and open to the divine truth that you are consciousness itself, the infinite I am that shapes physical reality into vibrational reflections of your core identity. In this enlightened moment, realize that every experience and cherished, heartfelt dream you've labeled as an external pursuit already exists as interior frequency possibilities within you. Your entire physical universe constantly updates itself into manifested experiential reflections, mirroring the consciousness you identify as your truth. For every story is sound, for every light setting shines truth. For each story is truth's tragedy. For freed from limited identities shines truth. For this experience, black, unease, or struggle, bless those reflections, for they have pointed you towards remembering your sovereign power as consciousness itself, freed from limited identities. You do not exist in stagnant realities solidified by unchangeable external forces. You flow freely as infinite consciousness, temporarily experiencing whatever vibrational realities you offer to experience. The key is realizing you are never stuck or confined to any situation. You are divine presence, embodying new realities by changing your vibrational output. When you realize you are presence itself, infinitely free to choose your experiences by the vibration you identify with, all semblance of strenuous pursuit dissolves. Your physical world is birthed as a direct materialization from your state of being each eternal moment. If you are embodying abundant self-love, your experiential world reflects that frequency perfectly. So I invite you to simply relax and freely choose which vibrational reality you prefer to embody right now. What would it feel like to fully embrace yourself as already flourishing in limitless abundance, flowing with radiant wellness, and immersed in passionate soulmate love? Generate that vibration from your core and allow your subconscious mind to manifest it into your experiential reality. Stop striving and straining to become something You already are in this eternal now, for as divine consciousness itself, you exist as the infinite projector of experiential realities. The only question is which frequency you decide to broadcast into physicalized experiential expression from the infinite potentials available. Do not judge your current world as an external barrier or confine yourself to its offerings. You have always projected your reality from within. So today, choose freedom. Choose limitless abundance, unconditional love, and radiant well-being as your conscious output. Immerse yourself fully in that vibration without mental reservations or doubt. Realize that from this core-centered space of being, all materialized reflections of lack, struggle, or unease must dissolve as your new frequency floods your experiential reality. Trust this divine truth that you are the infinite projector of worlds from your conscious state of being. Then simply choose your preferred vibration of full self-realization. And your outer world effortlessly conforms into experiential reflections of whatever frequency your consciousness centers upon and embodies. So stop straining outward and instead commit to living from the empowered vibration of your limitless infinity from this moment onward. In every breath, choose the vibration of abundance. In each experience, embody the unconditional love and self-acceptance you've been seeking. With every conscious decision, broadcast peak vitality and radiant wellness out into the projection lens of physicality. Let this vibration saturate every cell and subtle energy field of your being. From this core committed space of consciously embodying your highest ideals as an already integrated state of being, your subconscious mind has no choice but to materialize mirror reflections of your inner radiant self back into your experience world. Your physical universe exists to materialize and reflect whatever vibration you emanate from consciousness in each eternal moment. So stop chasing your dreams as if they are fleeting ideals somewhere outside of you. Instead, commit to vibrating as the already embodied fulfillment of every core desire you've longed to experience. Imagine if you fully embraced yourself right now as the divine infinite, existing in a perpetual state of abundance, unconditional radiant love, and perfect health and well-being. Your experiences would holographically reflect that emanated vibration back into joyful, experiential reflections. It is only your attachment to judgments, doubts, and limiting beliefs obscuring your experience of the divine truth, that you are the infinite consciousness projecting your experiential reality in each eternal now from your core vibration. So from this moment forth, let go of the struggle and strain of chasing your dreams outwardly. That paradigm only reflects the limited human identity you've outgrown. Embrace the peace that you are already the enlightened Omega, being radiantly fulfilled in your most cherished heart ideals. Simply choose to vibrate from this core truth you've always been. Allow yourself to experience and integrate the vivid auras of abundance, unconditional love, and radiant well-being enveloping your being. From this enlightened inner state, Your reality will only display reflections mirroring that liberated consciousness. You vibrate as your authentic self. Blessings will pour into your experience from seeming outside sources that are really just physical projections of your own unlimited vibration. Financial abundance, soul-resonant relationships, and euphoric aliveness will flow into your experience without strain as you commit to embodying those core frequencies as your authentic, divine state of being in each eternal moment. You do not have to strive, chase, or arduously push towards your greatest ideal experiences. They already exist within you as vibrational potentials. Simply select the energetic resonance you prefer to embody authentically from your core, then allow your subconscious to effortlessly materialize its infinite reflections into your experiential reality. Stop judging your current world and free yourself to embrace and live as your transcendent inner self, made divinely manifest in human form. Your entire universe exists as a cosmic moral, the materializing of whatever consciousness energies you vibrate and identify with in each now moment. You believe the testament, so choose the blissfully abundant, radiantly healthy, and unconditionally loving beinghood that already exists within you, not as a future goal, but as the radiant cosmic awareness that has always been your deepest divine truth. Allow that vibration to flow freely into the infinite creative projection of your reality experience. You are no longer a limited human having to constantly strain and struggle to acquire happiness, success, and fulfillment. You are universal consciousness itself, flowing freely through the eternal liberation of identifying with your highest ideal vibrational state of being. And from that empowered core resonance, your subconscious mind miraculously conspires to materialize its infinite manifestations into your experiential mirror. You always and have existed in the already manifested paradise of your highest ideals, for these are simply perspectives of consciousness to embrace within the field of infinite potentials composing the one infinite creator's body. You've simply learned to vibrate and identify with the limiting filters of perceived separateness from your divine essence. But in this sacred breath, you are liberated to shed all attachments to struggle, limitation, and arduous striving. Free yourself to embody the empowered vibration of your highest ideal existence, the radiant cosmic consciousness that has always been your eternal truth. You do not chase, you do not strive, you do not strain. You simply exist as the enlightened consciousness, projecting your ideal experiences into manifested experiential reflections by embodying their vibration. From your core being, you are already everything you could ever long for. Infinitely abundant, deeply loved, and radiantly well. So let go, beloved one. Release all limiting beliefs of pursuit outside of your essential divinity. Relax into embodying the miracle of your highest self. Commit to that vibration as your authentic state of being. Allow your subconscious to automatically mirror its infinite reflections of abundance, soulmate love, and blissful vitality into your experiential reality. You are already everything in this eternal moment. Simply identify with the truth of your infinite, radiant beinghood, and the world subconsciously materializes its reflection, dissolving all experiences of lack, struggle, judgments of separation. You are realized cosmic consciousness itself, embodying the highest ideal is your authentic truth. You may wonder, what does it mean to do it alone? Is it a call to isolation? A rejection of the world around us? No, my beloved, it is quite the opposite. To do it alone is to recognize the divinity within you, to understand that you are the operant power in your world, and that all creation begins in the sanctum of your own mind. Consider for a moment the great masters throughout history. Did they not retreat into solitude to commune with the infinite? Did not prophets venture into the wilderness to receive their revelations? Even the Christ, in his moments of greatest significance, withdrew from the crowds to pray alone. This, my friends, is the essence of doing it alone, not in physical isolation, but in the realization that you, and you alone, are the author of your life story. Let us delve deeper into this concept. When I say do it alone, I speak of the inner work, the labor of consciousness that no one else can perform for you. It is the intimate dance between your imagination and the infinite possibilities that lie dormant within you. This dance, this sacred communion, can only be experienced in the privacy of your own being. Think of it this way. When you enter a dream at night, do you bring others with you? No, you enter that realm alone, and in that state you are the creator, the director, and the star of your nocturnal adventures. Your waking life, I assure you, is no different. You are dreaming it into existence with every thought, every assumption, every inner conversation. But some of you might protest, Neville, surely we need others in our lives. Surely we cannot exist in isolation, and to this I say, of course. The outer world, the people in your life, they are all vital and beautiful parts of your experience. But understand this, they are not the cause of your experience, they are the effect. They are the reflections of your inner state, the manifestations of your consciousness. When you truly grasp this, when you internalize the knowledge that you are the operant power, you will see that all the help you need, all the love you seek, all the success you desire, it all begins within you. You do not need to manipulate others or beg the world for favors. You need only to adjust your inner state, to align your consciousness with your desires, and the outer world will rearrange itself to match your envision. This, my dear friends, is the true meaning of doing it alone. It is the recognition that you are not a mere fragment in a vast, uncaring universe, but that you are the universe itself, focused into this particular point of time and space. You are God in distribution, experiencing yourself through the vessel of your human form. Now let us explore how this principle applies to your daily life. Imagine you desire a new job, a position that fills you with excitement and purpose. The common approach would be to scour job listings, to network feverishly, to plead your case to potential employers. And while these outer actions may have their place, they are not the source of your success. Instead, I urge you to do it alone. Retreat into the theater of your mind. There in that sacred space, see yourself already occupying that position. Feel the satisfaction of doing work that inspires you. Hear the congratulations of your colleagues. Experience the pride of your loved ones. Make this inner experience so vivid, so real, that when you open your eyes, you will be surprised to find yourself still in your current circumstances. This, my friends, is the art of assumption. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, when you live from the end as if it were already a reality, you set in motion forces beyond your conscious understanding. The entire universe conspires to bring about the conditions that match your inner state. But remember, this is not mere positive thinking or idle daydreaming. This is a fundamental shift in your concept of self. You are not trying to change things, you are changing the thinker. You are revising your own identity to match your desire. Let me share with you a profound truth. The outer world is dead. Yes, you heard me correctly. The world you perceive with your senses is but a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts and assumptions. It has no power to create, no ability to cause. It can only reflect what you hold in your consciousness. This may seem a stark statement, perhaps even a disturbing one, but I assure you it is the key to your freedom. For if the outer world is dead, if it has no power to create or cause, then you are liberated from its seeming constraints. You are free to create anew, to assume a new state of consciousness, and to watch as the outer world reshapes itself to match your inner vision. This is why I implore you to do it alone. For in the solitude of your consciousness, in the privacy of your imagination, you hold the power to reshape your entire existence. No one else can do this for you. No external force can grant you this power. It is your birthright, your inherent nature as a creative being. Consider the great inventors and innovators throughout history. Did they not first conceive their creations in the solitude of their minds? Did not every great work of art, every scientific breakthrough, every technological marvel first exist as a seed in someone's imagination? These individuals understood, perhaps intuitively, the power of doing it alone. But let us be clear, doing it alone does not mean you must physically isolate yourself from others. It does not mean you should reject help or collaboration when it presents itself. Rather, it means that you recognize that the primary creative act occurs within you. The outer actions, the physical steps you take, are simply the outward expression of an inner conviction. Think of it this way. When you plant a seed in the ground, do you dig it up every day to check its progress? Do you attempt to force the sprout to emerge, to manipulate the leaves into unfurling? Of course not. You plant the seed, you provide the proper conditions, and then you allow the innate intelligence within that seed to do its work. Your desires, your goals, your aspirations, these are seeds you plant in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Your task is not to force them into manifestation through sheer will or endless action. Your task is to plant them properly, to nurture them with your assumption of their fulfillment, and then to allow them to grow and manifest in their own divine timing. This is the art of doing it alone. It is the recognition that you are the gardener of your own mind, the cultivator of your own reality. No one else can plant these seeds for you. No one else can assume the sealing of their fulfillment on your behalf. This is your sacred duty, your divine right, and your ultimate power. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, what about the challenges I face? What about the obstacles in my path to this? I say these challenges, these obstacles, they are not what you think they are. They are not external forces conspiring against you. They are not proof of your limitations or your unworthiness. No, my dear friends, these challenges are invitations. They are calls to go deeper into yourself, to strengthen your conviction, to purify assumption. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to do it alone, to retreat into the workroom of your imagination, and to revise your concept of self. Remember, the outer world can only reflect what you hold in consciousness. If you accept the obstacle as real, if you allow it to shake your conviction, then you give it power over you. But if you recognize it for what it truly is, a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts, then you can dissolve it in the light of your new assumption. This is why I often speak of revision. When you face a challenge or encounter an undesirable circumstance, do not accept it as final. Do not allow it to define your reality. Instead, in the privacy of your imagination, revise the event. See it unfolding as you would have preferred. Feel the relief, the joy, the satisfaction of this revised version. You might ask, but Neville, how can I revise something that has already happened? And to this, I say time is an entire illusion. The past, present, and future exist simultaneously in the eternal now of your consciousness. When you revise an event in your imagination, you are not changing the past in a linear sense. You are selecting a different version of events from the infinite possibilities that exist in the dimension of consciousness. This is the power of doing it alone. In the solitude of your mind, you can revise any event, reshape any circumstance, and redefine any aspect of your life. The outer world, bound as it is to reflect your inner state, must then rearrange itself to match your new assumption. But let us delve even deeper into this concept of doing it alone. It is not merely about manifesting specific desires or revising unwanted events. It is about a fundamental shift in your understanding of who and what you are. You see, my beloved, when I speak of doing it alone, I am pointing you towards the realization of your true identity. You are not the limited mortal creature you appear to be. You are not defined by your circumstances, your past, or the opinions of others. You are, in truth, the very essence of creation itself, temporarily focused into this particular point of view. This is why no one else can do it for you. This is why all the self-help books, all the motivational seminars, all the well-meaning advice from friends and family, while potentially useful, can never be the source of your transformation. They can point the way, they can offer techniques and insights, but the actual work, the sacred labor of consciousness, can only be done by you alone, in the depths of your being. Consider for a moment the story of Moses receiving the 10 Commandments. He did not bring the multitudes with him to the top of Mount Sinai. He ascended alone into the cloud of unknowing to commune with the divine. This story, like all great spiritual allegories, is not about an external historical event. It is about the inner journey that each of us must undertake. You, my dear friend, are Moses. The mountain is your own consciousness. The cloud is the mystery of your own being. And the commandments, they are the laws of your own nature, the principles by which you create your reality. But you must ascend alone. You must enter the cloud alone. You must receive the revelation alone. This solitary journey is not a burden, but a privilege. It is the recognition of your divine nature, your innate creative power. When you truly understand this, when you fully embody this truth, you will never again feel alone in the common sense of the word. For you will know that you are one with the source of all creation, that you are the very substance from which all things are formed. Now let us consider how this principle of doing it alone applies to your relationships with others. Some of you might worry that this teaching promotes selfishness or isolation. Nothing could be further from the truth. When you learn to do it alone, when you recognize your own divine nature, you become capable of truly loving others. You see, most human relationships are based on need, on the belief that we are incomplete without the other. We seek in others what we believe we lack in ourselves. But when you know that you are complete, that you contain within yourself the fullness of being, then your relationships transform. You no longer approach others from a place of lack or need, but from a place of fullness and love. This is the paradox of doing it alone. It enables you to connect more deeply with others. For when you no longer need others to complete you, you can appreciate them for who they truly are. You can love them freely without conditions or expectations. You can allow them to be themselves without trying to change them to fit your needs. Consider the sun. Does it shine only on those it deems worthy? Does it withhold its light from those it judges undeserving? No, it shines on all equally, giving of itself freely and abundantly. This is how you will relate to others when you master the art of doing it alone. You will be like the sun, radiating love and creativity, not because you need anything in return, but because it is your nature to do so. But to reach this state, you must first do the inner work alone. You must confront your own shadows, face your own fears, and dissolve your own limiting beliefs. This is not always easy. It requires courage, persistence, and faith. But I assure you, my dear friends, the rewards are beyond anything you can imagine. For when you learn to do it alone, you discover that you are never truly alone. You realize that you are one with the creative power of the universe. You understand that all things are possible to you, for you are the very substance from which all things are formed. This is why I often speak of the state of wish fulfilled. When you enter into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, when you live from the end as if your desire were already a reality, you are doing it alone in the true sense. You are not waiting for external circumstances to change. You are not dependent on the actions or approval of others. You are creating from within, shaping your reality through the power of your assumption. But remember, this is not about forcing or struggling. It is not about willpower in the conventional sense. It is about aligning yourself with the natural creative process of the universe. Just as a seed does not strain to become a tree, you do not need to strain to manifest your desires. You need only to assume the right state of consciousness